About 12 years ago to the day, I went for a ride that took me down what I remember as some of my favorite roads in Indiana. I was on my way from Goshen to Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and I decided to make the route a little more interesting by adding in some twisty roads. But there was one road in particular that sticks out in my mind as some of the best riding I've ever done in Indiana. Now, I've ridden a lot more roads since then, so I figured it's about time to go back and see if it lives up to the memories that I have of it in my mind. So today, I've loaded up a Gryffin 450 and I'm headed back down just east of Brown County to see if they're as good as I remember. And spoiler alert, I think I found something better. All right, we're all loaded up here. Leaving from Goshen, using our beeline for navigation. Start some cameras, and we'll start rolling. Got a full tank of gas. We're ready to go. It's my first time using the beeline for navigation, but it should be a nice, easy way to navigate down there. I've got the trip to the park. You're going to be camping at Brown County State Park, and then I've got another route to get to the loop I want to do, and then I've got a route for the loop I want to do, so should be able to take us everywhere we want to go for this little trip. This is my first time loading up a Janus with camping gear, and is my first time solo camping on any motorcycle. And what makes this even more exciting is I have a Gryffin 450 on order, number 16. What I'm riding today is a prototype, but it's a perfect way for me to figure out what kinds of things I'll be able to do on my motorcycle once it's complete. And I'm sure we'll be doing a lot more adventures on it, so be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. And this is also the first longer ride that I've taken in a while. We put a few hundred miles on the bikes out in Sturgis last year, but things are getting busy. I'm married with 2 kids who are getting more involved in activities, and it's hard to find the time for things like this. But I do think making the time is good, even if just for my mental health, and this is just a quick one-night trip. You can really clear your mind when you're out on a long ride like this, and you're kind of forced to be present in the moment. So I'm thankful for a family that let me do a quick overnight like this, and I'm thankful for a job that lets me borrow a bike and document this whole process. And thankful for you for actually being here and watching this video. So I am riding a prototype Gryffin 450 here, so there are some things you'll see on this bike that aren't going to be quite true in production. For instance, you notice the gauges. We have 2 gauges on here. That is an old setup that we no longer have on our motorcycles. Now, all of our bikes, 250s and 450s, come with a single gauge that has both a speedometer and tachometer built into it. I see water popping up on my visor. Doesn't look like it should be very much though. So I don't think I'm going to stop yet and put any rain gear on. I did bring some rain gear. I don't think I did. Well, we're going to duck in here because it is raining. Check the radar, see if we can hold out for the rain or if I need to put on gear. Looks like something's just moving through pretty quickly, so maybe we just wait for a few minutes. Let it die down a little bit. Keep going. Alright, the rain appears to be letting up. Still drizzling a little bit, but we'll go right out of it pretty soon. Got a little wet. Not terrible, I've definitely been worse. Remember one time when Richard and I were riding out to Mid-Ohio, it was raining and storming so hard that we had to take shelter at a gas station because there were tornado sirens going on. That's probably the worst rain I've ridden. Nope, I lied. I got caught in another thunderstorm. Once again with Richard and Mitch and Brett. So we were out in Sturgis this last year, going down the Iron Mountain Highway at night in a thunderstorm.
bitch wrote a little blog post about it. I put a little video or the campsite. I don't like people going across the street on the camera. Okay, so that might have been worse than the other time. I'm pretty sure stuff. Those are my two most memorable rain event rides. Okay, definitely just got poured on a little bit more, unfortunately. But hopefully we're out of it now, right? And just like that, we are back to sunny skies and dry roads.
Pulling over and stopping here just for a photo op, because I believe this is about where I stopped last time I was doing this trip and took a photo. Just wanted to do it again. I think that one was in the morning. The lighting's a little bit different, but still gonna do it. Just to have a photo of the bike here. Something similar.
Okay, road's closed, so we're taking a detour. What's what it? So, you see what the beeline does here with Detours.
What town is this? Pendleton? Pendleton, Indiana. Can't say I ever remember being in this town. Road closed ahead. What? Gosh. We're only on this road because of a different detour.
Let's go on an adventure. Let's ramble.
At this point, I'm getting pretty tired of these straight country roads and detours. I'm anxious to get down to some twisty roads, and I'm also anxious to get there with enough light left in the day to capture an epic sunset ride. Here I'm about 32 miles from the park, and I'm ready for a little bit more excitement.
Alright, we're just out of Franklin. Things are starting to get a little more interesting. Nashville is where let's go with it. 135 is part of the route that I have planned for later.
We've got 23 miles. When we get to Nashville, we'll find some gas. Finally, as I was getting closer and closer to Nashville, I started to get some nice, gentle corners.
Actually, got some nice light, got some nice roads, just chugged a Red Bull, feeling good. So this is a nice ride. Well, so different from where we're at. So there we go. Broken catch.
There we go, there's a BP right here. I hit the last gas station before arriving at the park entrance, just to make sure I have enough gas for later and wouldn't have to worry during the loop. At this point I was starting to get a little saddle sore, but I was so excited to get into the park, drop my stuff, and ride the loop that I had been dreaming about for years. Even the ride through the park to my campsite was phenomenal, but I knew it was only going to get better. Usually when I come here, it's in the fall, and all these trees are just spectacular. Kind of late October, when the kids are on fall break. Lots of yellows. It's been a fun tradition the last couple of years.
Beautiful.
Hello, have a reservation? All right, well, thank you. But we're almost to the campsite. This site we're staying in is one that I've stayed at a couple times with my family. We love this location. And we're here. This is our site. Picked up just a few bugs along the trip. Not too bad. But what a beautiful spot. So this is where family and I like to camp in the fall. I feel like in this spot in particular, you get a lot of space. It's kind of pulled off from the other campsites a little bit. It's big enough for some of our friends. So we like to have a bunch of friends along too. All right, well, I've got my camp pretty well set up here. Obviously a tent, campfire. I'll cook some dinner when I get back. And I've got the bike kind of kitted out for this ride. So I'll be wearing this camera on my helmet or on my chest. We've got a 360 camera on here and another 360 camera back here. So I'm going to try to get a bunch of angles of this. All right, got the beeline loaded up. Directions on how to get to the start of the loop. Oh, it feels nice to not have the backpack on me. As I left my campsite and wound my way through the park to the start of the loop, I was starting to get a little bit nervous. You know, the saying, never meet your heroes, was running through my head. Were these roads going to be as good as I remembered, or was this whole trip going to be a disappointment? Did I have all my cameras running? Did I have good angles? Luckily, I didn't have to wait much longer to find out. All right, so this is 135. Our start of our loop is just right up here. Already looking pretty good. All right, this is the place I picked out. That's the start. All right, I've got it pulled up to do Brown County Loop 1. It's saying an hour and 22 minutes. That's longer than it said the other night. But let's go ahead and do it. Got it pulled up here on the beeline. All right, let's go. This road, Indiana 135, was absolutely incredible. Winding along the state park, woods on one side and golden fields on the other side for miles and miles. This is just as good as I remember, but even better. Oh my gosh. Holy, this is magical.
It also helped that it was warm and the lighting was perfect. A perfect evening for capturing this ride. And I hadn't even gotten to the road I had in my mind yet.
Look at this.
What's funny is the other roads I found were even better than what I had in my memory. Those first few miles on Indiana 135 were just incredible and transported me into another area where I couldn't believe that this was Indiana. If you want to see the whole ride, hit the card in the top right corner or hit the link down in the description to see the raw audio ride of this loop. If you're looking for a fun ride in Indiana, check out Indiana 135 by Brown County State Park. And if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and let us know what some of your favorite rides are, whether they're in Indiana or anywhere else in the country or the world. We're looking to make a database of some of our favorite rides and other places to visit and roads to check out.